हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए सब्सक्राइब कीजिए हमारे चैनल पतंजलि आईएएस को और बेल आइकन को प्रेस करना ना भूलें।
नमस्कार, पतंजलि आईएएस क्लासेस की ओर से आप सभी का हार्दिक अभिनंदन। कहते हैं कमज़ोर तब रुकते हैं जब वो थकते हैं, जबकि विजेता तब थमते हैं जब वो जीतते हैं। आइए आज हम आप सबको मिलवाते हैं कुछ इसी तरह की सोच रखने वाली
जसलीन कौर से।
यूपी के कानपुर ज़िले की रहने वाली जसलीन कौर ने सिविल सेवा परीक्षा 2018 में 152वीं रैंक हासिल कर अपने परिवार, समाज और देश का नाम रोशन किया है। जसलीन के पिताजी एक बिजनेसमैन हैं और माताजी गृहिणी हैं। स्कूल की प्रारंभिक परीक्षा पूरी करने के बाद जसलीन आगे की पढ़ाई के लिए दिल्ली चली आईं। यहाँ दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी से इन्होंने भौतिकी ऑनर्स से स्नातक किया। शुरू से ही सिविल सेवा में जाने का लक्ष्य था, इसलिए इन्होंने सिविल सेवा की तैयारी प्रारंभ की। मुख्य परीक्षा में इनका वैकल्पिक विषय दर्शन शास्त्र रहा और दर्शन शास्त्र से इन्होंने शानदार सफलता हासिल की, जो युवाओं के लिए प्रेरणा का स्रोत बनी। तो हम इनके उज्जवल भविष्य की कामना करते हैं और मिलते हैं जसलीन कौर जी से।
Hello friends, today we have new selected candidate Ms. Jasleen Kaur, who is ranked 152 and she's from Kanpur. First, congratulations Jasleen.
Thank you.
So, who stand out from the crowd with through her passionate and right preparation and direction with her way. Let's meet and share her experience throughout the way. So Jasleen, why you chose philosophy as an optional?
It was because of my interest in ethics that I thought I can easily handle this subject, and the syllabus, the brief syllabus and the availability of material and guidance made me take this decision. Also, there were some seniors already in services which suggested me to take this options. So there were multiple reasons that finally made me choose philosophy as my optional.
Alright. What has been the biggest challenge you have faced in your preparation?
Ma'am, during the course of preparation, there are various challenges that come, especially with all candidates. There are periods of lows. So there have been many phases of lows that I faced, and also I was completing my masters. So it was very difficult for me to manage both the things. And more than the challenges that I faced during preparation, there was a very big challenge which I faced, and that was during my mains examination. So one day before my exam, my dog died.
Oh.
So she was 10.5 years, and it was very difficult for me to tell myself to go and write the exam. So even for a moment, I gave a thought, ki let's leave the idea of writing exam. But then somehow my family supported me, and then I encouraged myself to write the exam.
That's very good, I must say.
Thank you.
So, what according to you is the best preparation strategy?
I think apart from consistency and hard work and focus that every aspirant puts into the preparation, it is very important to live like an administrator from day one of preparation itself. So it's just like whatever we are reading. Often we study for 8 to 10 hours, and even after that, when we go out or when we talk to somebody, we are not able to recall what we study. So it's very important that when we live like an administrator, we go out, we look at challenges, we look at poor people, the vulnerable sections of society. We try to find solutions. If I was there, what solution could I have offered? So when one starts thinking on those lines, I think that makes the course of preparation very easy, and the process becomes very interesting.
Right, absolutely. So how can a first time aspirant increase his or her chances for the success in UPSC?
I think as far as my experience goes and my observation about the aspirants, I feel that for a first time aspirant, it is very important first of all to know what syllabus is there. So the syllabus has to be very thoroughly learned. So I can know, there could be no enough stress on this fact. And I think that for the first time aspirant, after they know the syllabus, it's very important to know the materials and also to reach the correct source of guidance. These things are very important. And then with focus and consistency in preparation, I think the process becomes easy.
So how important it is to have a synchronized study plan for the conceptual clarity and the development of analytical process?
Ma'am, conceptual clarity and analytical process is something which does not happen in short term. So it's a very long time process which happens when we constantly read newspapers, when we watch government shows, like we follow Rajya Sabha TV, we read Yojana magazines. So when one does these, the habit of analyzing things is inculcated, and it's the study plan, if we make, is important. But the study plans usually, for me, it became important 1 or 2 months before the examination. Otherwise, I think I did not stick to the plans very firmly, and rather I read all the government sources, all the reports that used to come. However, immediately before exam, I would like to say that a proper study plan, a comprehensive one, becomes very important.
So true. So how important is the regular testing to ensure learning, comprehension, retention and the subsequent applications?
Since UPSC is an exam, and like any other exam, practice is very important. So there is a prescribed syllabus, and yes, we all are very passionate about administration, about public services. However, to reach there, to serve the society, it's very important to crack the exam, and which can happen only when we practice and practice. If we read something new, if we learn something, some new idea, some new concept, it becomes very important to go and write a test about it. So, and when we get proper evaluation and guidance, we understand that how we can improve ourselves. So I think it's the continuous process of testing ourselves and improving that makes us best and helps in qualifying the exam.
So how important is the guidance and the continuous doubt clearing in the context of the vast UPSC syllabus?
It is as important as writing tests, because unless tests are evaluated and there is proper guidance, I think it becomes very difficult to improve and to do better. And besides this, when aspirants come here for preparation, when they start preparation, the syllabus is really vast, and then there are so many sources available in the market. So when somebody reaches a teacher that guides them well and points and negative points, and this helps us in qualifying the exam.
So my last question would be, what all books, magazines, publications, notes you referred to your preparation during whole of the year?
So there are standard books that usually most aspirants follow. For example, for polity, I followed Lakshmikant, and then for economy, I followed NCRTs and Shri Ram's material, and then for geography, I followed only NCRTs, and for history, I followed a Spectrum book. So these were the materials that I started my preparation with, but all having been said, these are the very basic materials. So these are the basic requirements, but when somebody has read these books, I think we should not stop here, and then we should move forward to reading government sources and various blogs, various websites of ministries, and various YouTube videos. And this basically because whatever knowledge then we gain, we have a very clear framework, and whatever new knowledge we gain, we fit in that framework, and the picture gets complete. So this way it becomes very easy to attempt questions in prelims especially.
Thank you so much, Jasleen, for your valuable time. We wish you good luck ahead.
Thank you,
so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you.